everyone, welcome to today's Facebook Live, where of course I'm going to answer the question, why would you want to leverage your book into an online course, and specifically share with you the secrets of how to express the process if you have decided that is what you want to do. Well, let's start with the first part. Why would you want to do it? Well, people come to me all the time asking for help with this, so I imagine there's a wide number of you out there that want to do this. But here's the two most common reasons I get. Firstly, because the book, as the new and improved business card's best call to action, is an online course. And secondly, the reason why is because it allows you to add a nought to your average sale. So I'm talking about things such as the book, for example, let's say being on sale for $30, then the course, adding a nought, you can sell for around $300. Now, figures will vary per person, but you get what I'm saying here. To leverage one into the other isn't only the best, as I said, call to action, because they've gone from reading all about you to getting to watch you. It's building rapport, it's building the relationship, getting them through your funnels to the level where they want to purchase your high-end product. Not only that, but what it's allowed you to do is, as I said, add a nought to that average sale. So that's why people want to do it. As I said, $30 versus $300, who's going to say no? Getting paid to market your business instead of paying to market it, who's going to say no to that? But let's look at the secrets of how to express the process, because of course you could do things the slow, hard way to not get the results you want, or you could do things the fast, easy way to get the exact outcome you're desiring. And the exact outcome you're desiring, if you're smart, is a course where all marketing, all sales, and all fulfillment is fully automated. So let's look at how to do that now. Well, step one, literally leveraging your book into an online course. Here's my secret for you. It can be done in seconds. Take a look at your book, take a look at your table of contents. Let's say, for example, you have 12 chapters in your book. Hey presto, tick off, table of contents for your course has now been done because you have leveraged them across exactly 12 modules in your course. Not only that, but in the same seconds it took you to cross out the word chapters at the top and write modules, you've actually worked out exactly what each module of your course is. So now you don't only know what your course is about, which of course is the same subject matter as your book, you actually know how many modules you have and what each is about. Pretty cool stuff. But of course, normally we put about more than a second's worth of work into something before we get in promoting it. So we need to know a little bit more about your course. So what I want you to do is take a look at any of those 12 things. Let's just start with number one for the sake of this example. Have a look at that and think about it as though you're having a conversation with someone about it. Where would you naturally start that conversation? Where would you naturally end it? And what's all the logical steps in between? I want you to jot them down in bullet point format, just like a quick brain dump. When you've got them there on the page, number them in logical order. So where you'd naturally start the conversation, give that a 1. Where you'd go next, give it a 2, so on and so forth, until you get to where you would end the conversation and give that, in this case, a 3, or whatever number you're up to for last to end the process. A reason I gave 3 in the example is just like the average book and therefore the average course. And hi, Nats Later, first person that's come on that I can actually see your name, so welcome to this Facebook Live. Just like when you leveraged your book into your course, the 12 chapters moved across to 12 modules exactly, what you want to look at is what's happening here. These are the actual videos within the modules. So the chapters become the modules, so you know there's 12 because the average book has 12 chapters, therefore the average course has 12 modules, but the average number of videos within each module, and every course is different, this is just an average, but that is around 3. So that's why I've used 3 in my example, but you can have sometimes only 1, you could have 4, 5 or 6, it's entirely up to you. But what you need to do is use the example I just shared with you, and then you'll know what they are. That's step 2 done. Check. Well done. But there's a few more things, isn't there? You don't need to just know what your course is about, what each module's about, and which videos are in them, not only how many, but now the topics of each. You're getting close to being ready to market. You need to know a couple of other things. Firstly, you need to think about the course itself. If those videos are all the theory component, what are you practically giving people? Now, a practical item could be something like, for example, a template. They need to apply something you're sharing in one of these videos. Whether it exists yet or not is irrelevant. jot that down if you're going to give that to them. It could be a checklist to check off. They've done all the steps in the video. Once again, whether it exists yet or not, don't worry about that, but jot that down as a resource to give them. There can also be repetitive resources versus once-off resources. So for example, a repetitive one is if in the last video of each module, you want to give them a checklist to make sure they haven't missed any steps, and you've got 12 modules, you can write down there's 12 invaluable checklists as one of the resources. Whereas if you've got a template, me for example, I have a template I use at my online courses or at my live retreats where people literally come in, enter all their content, whether it be the text for the landing pages or the autoresponders, whether it be the link to the videos they pre-filmed, and their online distribution solution, all their funnels, all of their sales, marketing and fulfillment stuff automatically builds itself. It's pretty cool stuff. But something like that, if I was to package that in as a resource, it's a standalone. It's worth thousands of dollars on its own. So that gets mentioned on this list. So you'd put that down, put a value next to that, and that's something that would just be one simple link to one of these videos at the relevant point, but it's important to note it's there. And as I get to that point, hi Troy, good to see you on here. Fantastic when people's names pop up. I see all these faces or other things going on, but if they're blank, empty faces or without names, I don't know how to welcome you guys. So thank you for those of you who actually put your name in. So once you've worked out that list of resources, all you need to do is give it a value. You now know, and I'll reiterate for people who've just jumped on, you now know what your course is about. You know how many videos you have in each module, and you know what each of them are about. You know how many resources you have. All you need to do is give them a value. So how much is each video valued at? How much is each resource valued at? Total up the value of all the videos, total up the value of all the resources, and now you have the total value. Now this is not the price, this is the value. But most people are blown away with what I'm about to share with you next. Once you have this total amount, the price you'll find you're selling it for, like in my original example, if the book was for around $30, the course might be for $300, for example, adding a nought. People are willing to pay the extra nought because they're seeing you instead of reading you. Instead of the theory of how to do it, they're watching the step-by-step practical videos they can pause and apply straight away. Therefore, it's worth an extra nought to them. Well, what happens here is that total value, and you'll shock yourself when you do this, but it happens every time. I've never seen it go any other way at any of my live events, with the students of any of my online courses, with anything I've ever done myself. It's always about 10 times that again. So if you add all those things up and it's worth $3,000, for example, and you're planning on selling it for $300, this is a no-brainer offer, and now you're ready to market, because 90% off something, when people can see the value in it, once they've already gone through a marketing sequence to come and know and love you, and they're ready to buy something from you, they just don't know what it is yet, and then you present your course to them with an offer like that, it's a no-brainer. People sign up straight away. So as far as why you'd want to leverage your book into an online course, I think I pretty much covered that early on. As far as how to express the process, that's expressing the process. Once you've planned it all out, it sounds like we haven't done anything. We've just discussed the planning. We've only planned out what we're going to do. We haven't written a book. We haven't filmed a course. We've done nothing. Actually, we've done everything, because from that plan alone, you can now implement your marketing immediately. It's called pre-sales, guys. Why would you bother writing a book or releasing a course that you don't know your market wants to pay you for? Start the pre-sales process, get the money coming in first, and then fulfill on what you promised by getting paid to produce the product. Pretty cool stuff. So there's my secret of how to express the process. Short summary: take the book, turn it into a course by leveraging chapters into modules, break the course down a bit further, knowing exactly how many videos and what they are about, as well as giving them a price point, break it down a bit further by knowing how many resources, templates, checklists, things like that, and what they're valued at, and then begin marketing both. Because as I said, you can pre-sell both. You can get the money on the table before you even start producing either product. And that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, you're spending your own money. And it could be thousands and thousands of dollars, no joke, to professionally produce a book and professionally film videos. And if you haven't made any sales, if you haven't tested your market, well, that's not exactly expressing the process. It's almost like a backward step. So I hope what I've shared with you today has been invaluable. And I just want to leave you one more thing. If you'd like more tips on how to go the next step, if you'd like more tips on how to express this even further, not the bit I've just shared with you today, but the whole rest of the process, how to actually market that course and that book once created or once planned, because as I said, you can do it either way. Well, what I'd like to do, and I will add a link to this post after I share this, after we're no longer live, but what I'd like you to do is go and register for my new webinar. It is www.thepublishingandmarketingqueen.com/webinar, Oh, that was .com, I left that out. That's www.thepublishingmarketingqueen.com/webinar. Domain name's getting a bit long there, but as I said, I'll share the link below. Click there and I have a brand new webinar on in less than 7 days time, or actually approximately 7 days time. I think it's actually slightly longer. This is the first time I've delivered this webinar, and it will be the last time I will be delivering this exact webinar. It is very specific content, and it will not be released again. So if you want to know more information, if you want to know how to follow through from that, I've showed you how to leverage your book into your online course, but if you want to know the 8 key steps of how to also express the 8 key marketing elements, so you literally no longer need to exchange any time or money in order to market either your book or your course, or specifically both, then I suggest you get along. Until then, keep an eye out for my next Facebook Live.